Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another cold winter's night of Rainbow Six Siege, brought to you by us here at Nova, where we have a highly anticipated game from the lower bracket. But before we get into any of that, though, my name is Elijah Hart.
And I'm KJ Assassin, and we're here to cast this epic matchup between Naughty Sausages and Panic in this playoffs lower bracket round 3. Now, it's going to be a good one. We've seen Naughty Sausages play recently against Trident, and that is why they've progressed to this next round, and they definitely took it by a storm. It was pretty dominant performance from them. And unfortunately, Trident weren't able to get through. But we have the bracket here, which is a good little visual to see how all the teams have progressed. And as you can see here, we saw that Trident and Nutty in this lower bracket that we're looking at right now. Trident took the better of it, and then they went to verse Naughty Sausages. Now, Naughty Sausages, they won 2-0, and that is how we've resulted to here. But whoever wins out of this will then go in the lower bracket semi-final for whoever loses out of Bandits and Kill Squad. So definitely some good teams still in it, and by the looks of it, it's just the top 4 teams from the regular season, Elijah. So who do you think is going to win out of this matchup?
Now, it's really tough to say because we know Panic in our earlier season a very strong team to go up against their communication, but they've had a little bit of a few roster changes from my understanding. Snow, they aren't playing with them today. I believe Loyalith is the new roster change that they are bringing on for Panic, so a little bit of a rough end season change, I would get to say. You have to sort of work out and get that communication going again from what was a really strong momentum for Panic, so hopefully they can pull that together this late in the season. But Naughty Sausages finally ending the reign for Trident. You could imagine that they got to be super happy about that, so they're just as exciting to get into this.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is that sometimes those roster changes, they can be like the benefit of your team. It could be the switch that you need, or it could be a detriment. It could be at the wrong time and not have enough practice with said change, and it could all fall apart. So hopefully for Panic, it is not the case. And for Naughty Sausages, they're just looking to continue their reign in this lower bracket and make it to those semi-finals there, because I'm pretty sure with the top 4 you get to be in that prize pool and get a little bit of something out of it. So I think this is a very big game for both teams, and really depends on who wants to win it that little bit more. Now, in terms of the maps that we're going to tonight, Elijah, what do we reckon we're going to see?
So we've seen usual comfort picks that come out from both of these teams. They always like to stick to the comfortable 3 of either Clubhouse, Oregon, Villa, frag heavy maps that people are really comfortable as well. We got to see Clubhouse in the past as well, but that's going to be banned off this time by Naughty Sausages. First ban being out as well by Border, so they don't want to play those maps just yet. Bank as well, we haven't seen get played once, so Panic, they're opting to ban out that map as well. And as we're seeing it unfold, by the looks of the bans that have already been given to us, I'm gonna guess I was correct about my assumption of going to the comfort maps. Look, there we go. Very first pick to roll out as well, and it's Villa being picked by Panic.
Yeah, that's the thing though, but Skyscraper's going to be the second pick. Now, we did see this map be played the other day from Trident, but not Naughty Sausages. But, we have seen Panic play this map, so Naughty Sausages have something to sort of look at in terms of the way that Panic play on that map. Can't say the same for Panic, though, for Naughty Sausages. And the final map, Elijah, it's Theme Park. So another sort of interesting map that we don't usually get to see is in the midst of things. So if we do go to that final map, it's definitely going to be a good one.
Yeah, I can't imagine how that'll be like. I don't think we've seen either one of these teams ever really take it to Theme Park. I do remember seeing Panic and Naughty Sausages play majority of these maps. I know that the very last time that Panic stepped foot inside of Skyscraper, it was against Bandits, and they didn't have a really good time there. It was a 2-0 loss for them. They did struggle a little bit, but they played predominantly well. So hopefully, Panic have that going for them. It's not even their pick as well. Naughty Sausages are the people who picked Skyscraper, so hopefully they've fixed their issues coming off of their winners bracket loss, and maybe they can bring it up to the lowest bracket and get themselves closer to that lower bracket semi-final.
Yeah, and obviously, you know, Panic, they're starting on that attack on Villa and Naughty Sausages on that defense. So being on the attack, it is a little bit more of a frag-heavy map. So it's not like all, you know, grim for Panic being on that attack. It's frag-heavy, so it should sort of favor you a little bit, but it is, you know, a little bit more defender-sided when it comes down to holding those sites. It's not entirely, you know, balanced, I'd like to say, but it does open up opportunity for them to win some rounds on that attack. It just depends if they're switched on and they're ready to find those refrags, because we've seen that Naughty Sausages, they like to play aggressive, they like to take the fight to you. So being on that defense, that makes them that little bit more comfortable to go for those swings and those cheeky plays. So they're going to be sort of keeping an eye out for that. But in terms of the predictions of us, Elijah, on who's going to win the entire series and the predictions of the others, that'll be coming up just now. And I reckon that Naughty Sausages, they take it 2-1. You're on the flip side. You think that Panic take it 2-1. But for the most part, all round, they think that Naughty Sausages take this W here.
And I can't fault any of them as well for guessing Naughty Sausages. The way that they've been handling themselves lately as well, putting on a show for us, it was extremely well. I loved seeing Naughty Sausages, but from the very beginning, I've just loved seeing the potential that Panic brings. Obviously, their roster change is going to be a little bit of a hard one to work around, but I believe in my boys at Panic, so, you know, I'll be that lone supporter as well, but let's see how they can work out in our very first map as we head to Villa. Panic versus Naughty Sausages. Let's see how we roll.
Let's see it. But in terms of the operators, we haven't got to discuss it just yet. But on Villa, when we do see it, we like to sort of see that Flores ban. We see a few mirrors of Valkyrie. And in terms of the other attacking operator, we do see not quite a bit. So I think, you know, it'd be interesting to see different sort of bans come out. We do know that Naughty Sausages targeted Trident's operators last time. So let's see if it's the same thing here. They're the first to ban on the attack, and it will be Ying. So, you know, definitely an influential operator just in general in the comp scene. But on a map like Villa, there is some cheeky executes, and we do know that Panic like to play it. So once again, maybe a target ban coming out from Naughty Sausages.
I definitely got to think so as well. The amount of pressure that Ying can bring and completely change up how you want to defend a particular site. Getting rid of her is going to make it a lot easier for the defense. Now, Flores to follow up as the second attacker ban as well. And we always like to talk about how strong the Rentera drones are. The Rentera drones, sorry, because those keeper barriers, which we get to see if that gets left up or not, because those keeper barriers have a huge effect on defending as well.
They definitely do, but Flores is, you know, your standard sort of ban. But Pulse, though, they love just banning Captain Oz's, you know, operator. He's the highlight of any sort of ban phase, but he's not going to be able to play his favorite operator there. And the final ban to come out, and will be that Azami. So Mirror and Valkyrie both going to be in play, as well as that Solus. So a lot of intel still on the board, but no intel coming out from that Pulse. Now, we got to see the beautiful cameras there showcasing all of those players' lovely faces. I do believe Nuki had a picture, I think, of Wizard, and the text there said that Wizard is old. So a bit of banter coming out from his own teammate, but can there be smiles all round as we go into these rounds, Elijah, or is it going to be a dominant performance from one of these teams?
Well, we always get to see with the face cams that it really puts a face to the players. You know, it adds a little bit of a personality in the background. And over again, with the pressure of the players that it brings, we always get to see both of these teams start out with big white smiles all around. But when it comes to those dire situations, when you're a few rounds down, we get to see them slowly disappear. And it's really a testament to how much competitiveness that both of these teams have against each other.
Yes, that is the thing. And we didn't get to mention that Naughty Sausages, they didn't have Hale in last time. They had Life in last time. But Hale, he's returned to the Naughty Sausages roster, and looks like someone was in his bed there. Maybe that's his girlfriend or something, or I don't know, a homie. I don't know. But they're there to support him. And hopefully we get to see some nutty plays from him in this first round on this mute. Now, the big thing about a map like Villa is extending onto this other side and sort of running down that time and denying the entry from your attackers. You know, that is on a lot of maps, but on a map like this, it's pretty much a staple. And bringing that Mozzie and that mute is definitely going to help. But they bring that Solus, which isn't banned, so going to gain a lot of information from that ability as well. But the calls are going to go out. That's going to reveal some of those roamers on that other side. If they choose to push is another question.
Information going out for both teams at the moment in due process. Captain will be able to find the very first blood in the round as well and remove Loyalist from play. Now, that was your Ayana as well. So in terms of that info getting shared around, the 2 frag grenades being lost as well, but in terms of being lost, Universe will lose his life as Captain going on a spray and finding 2 in the round already. There's still 1:50 to work with, and it looks like that they are struggling for control.
Yeah, they're just not able to shut him down. And Captain Oz, he's on for a triple. And now he might be able to go for the ace. Nuki does respond, though. He's able to find Harry M. But the damage from Captain Oz, he's able to down. He's caught in the first round, Elijah. Can he find the ace? He gets air jab. No ACOG there to shut that idea down. And can he find the following 3? Captain Oz already taking the gunfights to them, Elijah. And this is what I'm talking about. Panic, just struggling to shut down any sort of control from this side of Naughty Sausages. They're not able to find the control of their own, and they're just not able to punish Captain Oz for playing by himself and doing those sort of plays. So maybe, run down this time, talk to your team, see what went wrong. But it looks like ACOG, he's just on, he wants to say that he's still in this.
Well, he's got a little bit of work left to do. 50 seconds to do it as well, but Hills, he's got the angle through the trophy as well and shutting him down, taking the very first win to Naughty Sausages. And Panic already not looking well in that very first round, but it is that first round though we'd like to bring up every single time that there's a little bit of shakiness. You don't have really any intel on how your opposition is going to play against you, so that first round is always a little bit of a 50-50 in terms of that. Now that you're able to read into how Naughty Sausages are playing, hopefully Panic, you can push back just a little bit.
Yeah, they need to find, the way that they can deal with this aggression from Naughty Sausages. It's just, you can't be allowing Captain Oz to do that. He's already feeling himself 4 in the round, and it's only round 1. So, if you let him gain that momentum, he's just going to get crazier with each round, and you need to shut him down, especially when he does those solo plays. All you have to do as a team is at least find the refrag, and then you've shut him down, but they weren't able to do that at all. They had to play off an air jab, but they already lost 4 at that point, and it was just no way to come back from it for Panic. But this round, they get to attack this trophy statue now. If you do manage to get this master control, you're already directly on the site. They don't sort of have to clear from that study site if they don't want to, but with all the sort of util that they have, it definitely would be viable. But Loyal, he's going to find the pick onto Hills, and now that is a good opening pick, and finally swinging the thing, the man count in the way of Panic. And that is definitely the way to open up the round, but they still have Captain Oz to deal with here in Games, Elijah.
Yeah, he's on fire at the moment, so luckily enough they are able to get their very first pick. That'll put them in the advantage as well without even using any utility really. So you've still got the 2 calls on Loyalist that the Dokkaebi brings for that global utility to weave him out, but Captain Oz looking to get aggressive outside of study, narrowly misses the upside down repel and rotates away with his life still intact, unscathed from that near engagement. Now it looks like Panic are focusing their attention towards that 90 halls, which is going to be picked up as well as Hale was ready for the swing in, removing another global utility member of Jackal. A refrag is looked to be done, but it will be made unsuccessfully as Orion misses a shot onto Nuki, and he'll be able to connect it first. Now Captain Oz being pinched on top of the study stairs will be able to find one. C4 to go out. It will miss him, but he'll get the down in the end. A double for Captain Oz will take it down to a 2v2 as another kill happens off screen. Wizard finding his own in the round. And back down, they'll need to be able to reset their defense as there's a minute 30 left. Now this is Fenrir blinding out Loyalist. That's a new little ability that has come to seize that they need to be a little bit careful around. Now, Tua has been out. He's been removed as well, so hopefully no other codes were activated. Now it looks like they're focusing on Trophy. Harry has got the cross. Calls to go out to reveal the positions as well. Captain remains on top of the back stairs onto Astro. Plant's gonna go down.
Yeah, if they can get this plant down, then they can play a little bit safer. But Captain Oz, he's creeping up, but he will be shut down by Loyal. And now it's all left to Harry. But no, he goes for the double. And Panic, They find the round here, and that was a strong push from them. They did clear from that study site, and it looked a little bit rough when Captain Oz was able to find the double there, with Nomad dropping. I don't know really what the play was there, but they were confident that they could win it out, and I think for them, you know, winning that round is it's a bit of a sigh of relief. Now they can be like, okay, we're back to that 1-1. We're back to that even scoreline now. They need to just be careful of allowing those sort of things to happen. They can't be allowing any sort of free reign by Captain Oz to do that, because if any more picks come out from the rest of his team, it could be rough. And they're going to redo this trophy statue site. They think that they can win out these engagements and swing it in their favor the second time around. Now, they've got the frost mats this time. And maybe they'll catch one off guard.
You gotta hope so. I mean, at the moment, just by these 2 rounds, it looks like that both these teams are sort of having the narrative of their star players are loyal with the new addition to Panic, having a huge round last round and winning it for his team. Obviously provided the intel from the rest of his team to do so and enable him to do so. But in the very first round, we got to see Captain Oz go crazy. So this might be a match of just star players fragging out, and the very first map at least. And we're tied back up to a 1-1. It looks like Panic like that comfortability of going from study across, which I can't really blame them. It worked out well the first time. Don't fix it if it's broken. But Captain Oz will remain in this exact same position that he was last time, and it was effective for him before, so it could happen again now that he's got even more support from Hale inside of maps as well.
Yeah, they have the support there, so they're able to back each other up if one was to fall. But the push from Panic, it's just a little bit slower this time. They're struggling to sort of have this impact on this side of the map, and Captain Oz is going to open up the round and shut down the Dokkaebi of Loyal. So already all this time wasted and already a pick off the board. That's not what you want if you're Panic, but Captain Oz, he wants to fall off from that, and he's happy with that pick.
Reading into how Panic were trying to play as well, knowing that he was eventually going to be pushed from the bottom of study stairs, and having that repel player who lost his life last time to Hale on that 90 repel, Captain Oz to be able to read into that and push into bar and rotate himself safely back to site that way. Captain Oz finding a double in the round, on fire at the moment, removing Universe from play and being able to get away unpunished as well. He is scathed down to just about 2 HP, so he needs to be a little bit careful for the rest of the round and burn as much time as he can for Panic before they can eventually pick him up. Now, he still has the C4 in his hand as well, so he can just sit back and play that time and utilize that C4 when the plant is eventually coming down. Now, it will be ACOG to try and find him, see if he can remove some of these potential lurkers downstairs. But the time is ticking down for Panic, and they are struggling to get any control for Naughty Sausages.
Yeah, and, you know, they're all sort of split. So if one was to fall, they can't really back each other up, and they're just, like you said, short on time. They're starting to put these air jabs so they can't swing into Master. But they've got to speed things up here. They've got to get onto the side. They've got to find 5 picks if they want to win by kills. But they've got to get the plant down. So they've got to at least find, I'd say, 3. But ACOG, he's going to fall to Captain Oz. He's found 3. Orion to find another. But Nuki responds. He's able to shut down Harry. But can he find all 4? I don't think it's, you know, too much to ask for. But Captain Oz, he's just the staple of this Naughty Sausages team right now. He's finding all the picks. It doesn't matter what HP he's on. He'll find them, Elijah. He finds 4 once again.
Second 4K in a row. Well, not in a row. It was split up just a little bit. But you can imagine that that's still something to be proud of. 2 4Ks this early on in your half as well. You're making the most of this defending round. And it doesn't even matter if you're on 50 HP, 100 HP, or even 2 HP. You still find 2 no matter what. One using the C4 and one taking an engagement that we didn't quite get to see. But I can imagine his positioning was just perfect.
He's 10-2 right now, Elijah. So essentially, he has won by eliminations the 2 rounds that they have won. And everyone else on his team, apart from Harry, has only 1 kill.
That's, it's something different. You don't normally see this kind of stretch between team members, but obviously his team is enabling him really well to get these frags, and Captain Oz being on 10, the rest of them being on 1 or 0. I mean, panic. Shut down Captain Oz. This is the first thing that you need to do. You know, screw off your checklist, you know, roam clearing, things like that. Deal with Captain Oz first, because if you leave him up, he's going to be a huge problem. It looks like they're going to try to do the exact same push, usually. Study across. Captain Oz more than likely going to be the very first person to take that engagement, as he always is on top of these study stairs. They're going to have to do a little bit of drone work first, but it looks like Hills is going to take that first engagement, as he is stuck on top bottom of these stairs. He gets away, though. Untouched.
I don't know how he managed to do that, but that's a missed opportunity from Panic. But they are going to be pushing in now, but are they aware of Captain Oz? Hills, he is the distraction right now, and it could work, but Captain Oz, he does shoot a drone, so I think they are aware that he is in this library position, and there is one near that sort of bath, toilet window, so Captain Oz, he's got to play his cards right here. He can run down this time, though. Almost a minute on the round, and Hills, he will find the head of ACOG, but he will fall as Loyal finds the refrag back. So Panic doing a little bit better here to find the refrags when necessary. Now, they do spot out the red stairs player there of Harry, so they're going to make sure that they don't lose their time here, Elijah. They can't waste their time on all these positions. I think they're trying to worry about too much. They need to focus their attention to one of these players, and Loyal, he'll find a second in the round, and that will be your Fenrir off the board. So now they can focus on clearing Captain Oz, but he's already back in the site, so they don't have to worry about him any longer. But now they should start to push up these main stairs as they find Harry M. This is a different round for Panic, though.
It's very different and versatile, but not if Captain Oz. They can completely change the narrative of that, as he finds a pick onto Nuke. He will get flashed in the process, though, as Universe is trying to push up these study stairs. A pinch is being made. Captain will find one and rotate himself into study safely, and he still hasn't been picked up. It's down to a 2v2 out of nowhere, so even grounds for both of these teams. Hale looking to take the first engagement of study. The kill will elude him, though, and they're going to try to do a little bit of a split push from Books. Now, Universe up close and personal to try and get a pick onto the head holes, but nothing to connect just yet. 46 seconds left. Looks like Dokubi is trying to make some calls going so you can reveal the positions. Hale with a swing, though. It won't connect. Universe will be able to get the pick first. The C4 still available in Captain's hands, will be thrown, and it doesn't connect. They need to get the diffuser down. There's 30 seconds left to do so. Captain not looking like he's on the best HP, but he's got the aim to support it. Flash to go through. It doesn't connect to him. He can still see very, very well. 20 seconds left. Skeleton Key to go out to open up some of these pathways, but he's laying down. You can't seem to find the position just yet. Captain Oz waiting patiently. You see the foot. No! Captain connects, and a trade is done. Naughty Sausages winning another round, all on Captain Oz.
Captain Oz, what are you eating? We are just living in your world right now, and Panic, they're feeling your wrath, and my oh my, you say that his team is enabling him, but really, in that round, I don't know, he's just running it, Elijah, and he is doing something for this Naughty Sausages side, and if you're Panic, this has got to be getting to you. You can't shut him down. We've talked about that. You need to eliminate him from the board, but even when things look rough for him, he just finds the kills, he finds the picks, and just finds the round wins. And 3-1 scoreline now, Elijah, and wow. Captain Oz 14-3. His trailing teammate in kills is Hills on 2 kills. Can you stop this man?
He looks like to be an unstoppable force for Naughty Sausages at the moment. A free bird amongst the Villa map, just running around and absolutely weaving through the attack that Panic has to offer. And it looks like they can't deal with him at all, no matter how many members, no matter how dire the situation is for Captain. He will always find a way in the end. He finds the light, gets himself another round, and just backed on Naughty Sausages at the moment. 3-1. Captain Oz being the definition of the factor to win those rounds. They have to deal with him first, and the ego could be huge.
Hills, though. He's going to finally find some picks of his own. You know, it's not all Captain Oz, and he's going to shut down the Buck. So being on that kitchen dining site, losing a player like a Buck so early is going to be detrimental if you want to get this vert. So maybe if you're going for that horizontal, it isn't needed as much. And they are pushing this art side, so maybe that is the idea in mind. But they're going to be wary of Captain Oz. He is on these main stairs. He will do some damage, and Harry will be there to finish off ACOG. Now, Captain Oz will shut down Wizard, and it's a killing spree right now, Elijah. Nuki will find Harry, so there is a response finally, but I think the damage has already been done.
Did really, really well. Down to only 2 members left of Panic. Captain Oz, relatively low HP as well, but thanks to the dock that Hale has brought out for the team, he's able to reveal himself back to that 100 HP. Now, they're going to need to fan out a little bit and go for a horizontal across because, like you said, the vertical control, they still need to take it. They have got some worm on sledge left too, so they can do some vert, but we need to get the downs first. I believe he got that down as well. It looks like the sledge be able to finish off. Captain, no, doesn't connect. The dock saves him in the end.
Medic.
You can't shut down Captain Oz. I don't know what he had for breakfast, but he's doing so well. And you thought he was down, Nuki, but he's able to pick up a 16th kill in this map so far. A double for this round. It'll leave it all for Loyalists to clutch it back, but there's nothing left for you to do as Captain will pull out the pistol and finish you off. 17 kills. Captain Oz.
I think the only round, like his lowest kill round, was a 2K. So this man has found at least a 2K in every round, Elijah. That round, it was a 3K. This panic timeout, it should have come earlier. It should have come earlier. And they're definitely feeling it now. You know, all those smiles earlier, they got to chat. They got to have some words to sort of fix this. I don't know what's broken right now in this attacking side from them, but it's just not clicking. It's not working out. And, you know, hats off to you, Captain Oz. Salute to you. You're doing absolute work for your team. But like you said, there is moments where the rest of his teammate is enabling him to do so. He did go down, but he had the dock from Hale, I do believe, to get that res, and he was healing his team as well. So Naughty Sausages, they're just working really, really well together right now, and they're helping Captain Oz continue his killing spree. And if it keeps going this way, it's going to be a dominant map from Naughty Sausages on this first map of Villa, Elijah, and I don't know if Panic can find their way back.
It was excellent reading into how well your teammate is playing. Hale now bringing out the full potential of a dock. Usually you don't normally see that, but with how well Captain Oz is playing, you want to make sure that your fragger stays alive because he's on 17 kills at the moment, and we got to see the effectiveness of that last round 2 times that Captain Oz was in a dire situation. He was healed up thanks to the stim pistol that is brought out, so he's just being enabled not only by the health that Hale brings, but by the information that those black eyes are given that Orion is bringing out as well. So it's making it even stronger for Captain Oz to completely lurk and find these kills. Now Panic, they need to find an answer here. They need to fix their issues and hopefully get themselves a little bit closer, because right now Captain Oz is just running through you. I mean, you need to take a little bit of a different approach.
Well, I mean, achieving 20 kills in a game is, you know, a Redini achievement, but he's almost done it in the first half, Elijah. If he finds 3, he's found 20 in the entire first half of this map, and that would be a crazy achievement to hit. So I'd imagine he's going to do all sorts of swinging, as this is the last round of that defense for Naughty Sausages. Now, Panic. It is Villa, so I did say it's a little bit more frag heavy, and judging from Captain Oz, that is definitely the case. But if they can find this round here, a 4-2 split isn't all that bad going onto your defense of Villa. So maybe they're just a defensive-sided team on this map, and maybe the attack, they don't really have everything down pat for them. But Captain Oz, he's already found 1. Can he go for the following 2 to secure that 20 bomb in the first half? He does some damage to Nuki on about 60 HP now. Make that... No, he's down now as Orion finds that pick. But Hills, he's on the flank. He's able to shut down Loyal. And Harry, He will find ACOG. So already a 1v5 situation for Panic. So going on to their defense, they need to bring out something, Elijah, if they want to win this map. It's not looking good.
Everybody just healthy on the side of Naughty Sausages at the moment, leaving Wizard in a 1v5 to clutch it back. They are aware of his position as well on top of the Master Balk. Can manage to hit the shots. He'll find one thanks to the Claymore that has been left on the claws that jump out. But the C4 for Captain Oz will be able to collect up the kill and end the half. Captain Oz, what an explosive first half for you. Will you be able to switch it over and continue your reign now that you've gone to that attack? Now, KJ, Knock hasn't been banned.
Knock has not been banned, and I wonder who Captain Oz will pick. He loves that Yana, though. Very much a staple of his. And he loves that Muzzy, as you can see, but he just missed that 20 bomb in the first half by 1 kill. He was able to find that Nitro Cell there towards the end, but wow. Just what a performance from Naughty Sausages as a whole right now. Can they continue it going onto the attack, or will Panic find the comeback and find something out of nothing? Because you'd know that they'd really be feeling it with what has transpired in these last few rounds. I think with this switch up, they just need a reset. They need that reset so bad. They don't have any more timeouts. If Naughty Sausages are to lose a few rounds, they have that timeout available to them. But I'd imagine they want to continue this dominant performance here. And it's not the same sort of story we've been seeing with the other playoff games, Elijah. It seems that Naughty Sausages, they want to end it early. But Panic, they can definitely come back. It's not match point for Naughty Sausages. But they sort of have to have a perfect defense here if they want to win it in regular time.
You want to know something that I just remembered, KJ?
What did you remember, Elijah?
A really long time ago in the regular season, before we hit our playoffs, before the pressure really seeped in for both of these teams, I do remember seeing a tweet from the social media team at Panic, and when they beat Naughty Sausages in the past, they put up a tweet and it said, "We know how to cook our sausages." Looks like Naughty Sausages are doing the cooking this time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure in that regular season, Panic did beat Naughty Sausages, hey?
Yeah. It was a really stretched out one as well. I believe it was really in the favor for Panic, but looks like the narrative has completely switched this time. Naughty Sausages doing so well in their first half. Hopefully, Panic have an answer for their defense now. Harry M's going to take that very first engagement coming out of Master Bedroom, being spotted out to the BP as well. Goyos are going to be popped to deny a little bit of entrance into Concrete, but Loyalist is going to find the very first down, and it's Captain Oz himself as well. There hasn't been a confirm yet, so there's still room for him to get picked up. You can imagine Naughty Sausages want to pick him up, if anybody, as well. So Goyo to be popped, Hills to find the very first pick in the round. Captain Oz still remains down, but Nuki will fall, and that's your Valkyrie removed.
It's not someone you want off the board, and Hale, he'll find a pick onto no, was it Loyal or was it no, it was Loyal. And that's your Warden. Universe does find the refrag, and it is Harry, the air jab master. But no more air jabs to come from him, so there is that Astro flank available. They're on the hunt, Elijah. Captain Oz, he wants the kill. He's in this piano hall, but he won't find it just yet.
Still on low HP, Captain Oz runs this map freely, doesn't need to worry about anything, and Wizards outside, giving Captain Oz the freest pick in the world, taking it to a 2v4. Low HP, it doesn't matter, he'll find a pick in the end. Universe being able to finally finish off Captain Oz as he remarks that 20 kills. Orion finds a kill onto Universe, which is going to ease things up, but ACOG is on a 1v3 situation. He's got a lot of room to punch back. Goyos are going to be popped, which will make it harder for you to push through the vault single door. Smokes to go through. You need to be a little bit careful that there's nobody playing amongst it, but you're going to try to retake bar instead. You just need to play this time now as there's only 20 seconds left, but the collapse for Naughty Sausages will come through. Hale taking a huge amount of HP, running through the fire, but he will be able to get the planet down by Orion, planning on that vault. Hills, we're going to get the very first pick. A down will be made, and confirmed by ACOG will take it down to a 1v2. Hale is low HP, so he needs to be careful of the position, but it doesn't matter. He'll find the pick.
Naughty Sausages, they're on that match point, Elijah, and this This is something from them, and we made mention that Panic beat them last time, but maybe that was on a map that they were a little bit more comfortable on. Maybe that was when they were on that Oregon sort of run, Elijah, when they were just playing Oregon, and maybe that was their map. But Naughty Sausage this time, this is their revenge story, and this is definitely a way to do it. And if they can win this first map in a 7-1 fashion, an absolute performance, that's definitely going to carry over into that second map. And I think Panic will definitely be feeling it if it ends here. But can they find the response? Can they find something to shut this down? Or is it just all going to continue to fall apart for Panic? But it looks like, for the most part, Naughty Sausages, they want to end it here. They're bringing a whole lot to counter that. They're bringing that line, make those players on the defense stand still as you just charge on through.
You know what? This map, it wasn't even Naughty Sausage's pick. This was Panic's pick. They have to go to Naughty Sausage's territory after this, so for what was your pick, you're not holding up really well against Naughty Sausages. But I guess that's sort of been the theme of lately as well amongst these teams, is usually the opposition will win the team's respective map. That is
true. But the thing is, Panic, they've played the next map, which is Skyscraper, Elijah, and if Naughty Sausages did any homework, they would have some sort of VOD to look back on and see the way that Panic's played on that map. So if they haven't changed the way they play on Skyscraper, Naughty Sausages could have the advantage on that map pick, or their map pick as well. So something to think about. But right now, it's a bit of a slower pace than what we've seen. They have got that control from below. They do have that player outside of Wolf, so nothing too crazy. But Captain Oz, he is pushing up these Astro stairs here, and he wants to find some picks. He wants to up this kill count. That's already absolutely crazy. Fenrir Gadget is going to give his position away, and Lawyer will shut that idea down and stop him from getting any more kills. But right now, he's on that 4 KD, Elijah. Absolutely crazy. But so far, he can't get any more. Hill's going to be utilizing these Brava camps to try and hack what he can. But Hale on these bottom Astro stairs, waiting, laying in wait for someone to swing him or at least catch somebody off guard.
Gonna make his way up Astro stairs, take the first engagement, but Loyalith on fire at the moment as he finds 2 in this round to make it easier for Panic to hopefully catch their very first round win in their defensive half. Now Orion, Harry M, Hills, they need to clutch it back, get some room for them, as Harry M will take the very first engagement inside a bathroom, and a triple for Loyalith will leave it down to 2 last members on the side of Panic. They're separated as well.
They are, and Loyal, he's, you know, he's got some Captain Oz's blood in him right now, I think, Elijah. He's tuned in, he's done something, but maybe this will be the catalyst that Panic needs to find some domination of their own. But Hills, he's going to go up these Astro stairs as well. 2 bodies already fell, and another on these stairs. Quad kill for Loyal. If he can find the ace, that will be his little highlight from this map. If they don't win, he can at least say that he did something. But Orion, he's just taking this time to breathe. I think he just wants to talk to his team. They don't want to spiral out of control here on Villa with that lead, on being on that match point as well. They just want to take this time to work out what went wrong.
Just sort of chilling out. Rappel down the skyline. I think you're throwing your life away, Universe. Be able to collect that very last kill, denying him the ace, but you will be able to lose your life. And a flawless round for Panic for the very first time this matchup. Hopefully you can change that momentum. But at match point, there's a lot for you left to do.
It's a lot to ask for from Panic. You know, there's so many rounds down. You know, 4 rounds in a row after what happened on the attacking side. It's a lot to ask for, but it's definitely doable. If they can maintain that mental stability, they can achieve it. But they've got to work together a little bit more. I think, you know, within that round, it sort of relied on Loyal to find those picks. He didn't really have any backup. It was sort of on the back of the mistakes of Naughty Sausages, sort of playing those one-on-ones. And, you know, Loyal to be the better of it. So props to him, but I think they can't rely on that to win every single round. You need your other players to show up, but you need the entire team to play together if you want to get through these following rounds. Now, they are holding down below in this kitchen, so they're denying any sort of vert pressure from below for the most part, but they're going to be careful if they choose to clear the other side of the map or if they choose to hit the site directly in a dominant sort of hard fashion. They do have the Monty to make things a little bit easier. Banuki to open up the round and shut down Hills once again. And that's your Dokkaebi. That's your cause. That's going to help you with the roam clear. That's going to be off the board.
A good early pick coming out by Panic as well and completely changing up the narrative of the first couple rounds that you have been faced with. Now as already it's looking like it's falling apart for Naughty Sausages. First pick was already given out as well as the second gets traded, but immediately Loyal will find one in the end. Captain Oz finding one off the screen. We'll leave it down to a 3v4. Still doable for both of these teams' positions being given away as well on top of the Master. Captain looking like he's dedicating himself for a little bit of a lurk. Now the Monty has remained stable and up as well. So the push is still very, very doable, especially if you're dedicating yourself for a little bit of a concrete play. There are no Goyos, so you're able to plant safely, but you need to be a little bit careful if there were any C4s left. Now it looks like ACOG has already used his though, so that makes it a little bit harder.
It definitely does. They still have a lot of time to work with if they want to work this at least one pick back. They have the Monty to find that free intel as well. But Captain Oz, once again, being a huge impact on a round. He's found a double now, and that evens up the man count once again. 3v3, halfway into the round now. Orion, his vision is limited because of that Fenrir gadget, but he has that shield up. He doesn't have to worry, so he does know where Loyal is playing. Some shots to be traded. But Captain Oz still looking healthy. The Monty's going to push on through. And Captain Oz for the triple.
A huge round so far. Wizard's going to find one on the trade back and take it down to a 2v2. But Captain Oz on fire at the moment. Finding 3 and looking for the 4th. Potentially needing to go for the ace here as it is only Hale and Captain Oz left. 50 seconds to get the diffuser down, so Panic are in a really good position. They just need to wait for them to make the mistake. Now, Captain Oz will remain inside of the master bedroom, taking a little bit of a peek inside of Statuary, but nothing to go out just yet. Some drones will be thrown out to see if he can spot the likes of Wizard, and he'll be able to do it. Let off a red ping as well, but Hale will find the pick onto Wizard and onto Nuki. Naughty Sausages take that very, very first map by storm. They know how to cook them sausages.
Wow. What is Captain Oz doing? Oh, he's twerking.
Oh, no. Yeah, I mean, salute to Captain Oz. He was the captain for that entire game, just steering his team to that win. 7-2, 23 kills in one map. That is only the start. That is only the beginning of this matchup, KJ. Still 2 more maps, potentially even 1, if this is how it's swinging so far.
Absolute W from that team. And can he keep that up? You know, it's a best of 3. So anything can happen. You know, we have talked about how each team likes to take their respective map picks. So maybe Panic on Skyscraper will show up, but they'll bring something different and bring a different sort of energy. But in that game, that matchup, that map, it wasn't the case, and I feel like maybe that's just them today. They're not feeling themselves or something, but they got to find it in map 2. They got to find something to work with, and you can't be allowing Captain Oz to do those absolute scenes that occurred on that map. You know, his pulse was banned, and yet he still was able to prosper, still was able to do the damage that needed to be done for Naughty Sausages to take that W. But work still needs to be done from that team. They still need to find this second map if they want to win this entire series. Now, the next map is Sky. Elijah, before we go to any sort of break so that we can get back into the action, do you have any last words?
No, I'm very excited to move forward to Skyscraper. Last time we saw Panic on this, they lost 2-0 to Bandits. Naughty Sausages, I believe, never really playing this map before, but they have the intel on Panic if they had a look at that homework, VOD play that we mentioned just a bit earlier. So if you guys are excited to come back for Skyscraper, we'll just be a few minutes and we'll have to see you guys then. But until then, stay hydrated. We'll see you soon.
See you guys soon. Welcome back, everybody, and this is the second map of this best of three between Naughty Sausages and Panic Esports. Now, I'm KJ Assassin.
And I'm Elijah Hartz, and what an exciting very first map that we got to see. Very dominant for the side of Naughty Sausages, and it wasn't even their pick as well, so we'll be able to move across to the next map, which is Skyscraper, which Naughty Sausages, they did pick. So, I mean, there could be a complete change-up, maybe 2-0. But we don't want to see that. We want to see that third map. We want to see Theme Park being brought out by both of these teams. We want to see more of a contestant come out from Panic. So hopefully we'll be able to see that in this match specifically. Now, KJ, what are we thinking for Skyscraper?
I think Skyscraper, it is a very defender-sided map. Now, it being Naughty Sausages map pick, Panic get to choose the side that they go on, and me saying that, Panic will be on that defense and Naughty Sausages will be on that attack. But like we mentioned earlier, that Naughty Sausages have something to go off in terms of the way that Panic plays on this map, whereas Panic don't have that same sort of benefit. You know, Panic played it earlier against Bandits in that BO3, so I think they're going to be careful of how they play this out. So hopefully they've changed things since then, and hopefully they have different ways that they want to hold down those sites and play this map as a whole. But they need an answer, like you said, Elijah. They need sort of something to respond back with, and, you know, snap back with, and really show that they deserve to be in this. Because at the end of the day, whoever loses this series, there's no second chances. This is the lower bracket now, so one team will be eliminated and the other will progress to the next stage and go into that lower bracket semi-final. So whoever wins this series will guarantee that sort of top 4 spot, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Correct about that. I mean, did I see Harry M wearing a maid outfit?
No, that is Hales. He's in a maid outfit.
And
he's cleaning up.
Nuki as well. He's playing poker. Looks on his phone at the bottom as well. So a little bit of prep coming out as well. But speaking of prep, ban phases will come out though. Thatcher being removed, which is a common ban that you will see on this map as well. You don't want to have to deal with those Cade. I mean, you want to help your Cade, getting rid of that anti-denial that it has. Getting rid of Thatcher, smart pick. Candela's to follow as well, which target ban, like what we said, it's going to carry over from Villa. A little bit of a target ban. Get rid of her. Keeper barriers to follow up as well, which we've seen be super effective every single time we've watched a team play Skyscraper, the way that they can use her effectively to extend all over the map. And the fourth will follow as up Solus. What are we thinking of those bans, KJ?
I'm interested, and you saw the surprise from Captain Oz's face there that his pulse, it's available. So they're not banning that out that time. They realize that no matter what he plays, he is an absolute menace. But I don't know if that's a good decision. Maybe they're ready for a pulse play, but maybe they're just confident that they're on the defense first, so they don't have to sort of deal with it until later on in the game. So hopefully they can find that advantage in this first half and deny any sort of walking from Captain Oz or anyone else on the side of Naughty Sausages. But Nokia is available, so I wonder if they use that now, if anyone chooses to switch, or if they play it at a later round. But right now, we're seeing the Flores being picked as well, so going to be able to clear any shield sort of a little bit easier. You do have those mute jammers to assist a little bit, deny it a little bit more, but for the most part, I think they're going to be on these walls to deny and delay the time of opening them.
I hope that this will work out well for Panic, because what an explosive first start for Naughty Sausages. They're going to start out the attack first though, and it looks like they're going for a traditional exhibition across, which they haven't really set up too much of an extension from what I saw Panic. It looks like they're mainly focusing on Enshrine, dedicating the more heavy-sided of the defense onto there as well. But already map control is going to be taken by Naughty Sausages as the Rentero drones get entered. A little bit of a live droning as well, coming from that Ayana as well, as they work to get open that top house. And look at all the intel that is just flooding Exhibition at the moment to make sure that there isn't a single member of Panic inside.
Interesting sort of play there. They didn't choose to reinforce any of the walls on that side of the map. They've chosen to sort of bunker down here in the outer rooms of the site, like Drum and Shrine here. But the observation blockers coming into play, so the drones aren't going to be able to spot them out unless they cross over that line. But the Flores drone does clear it. And Loyal almost finding the head of Hale, but Hale trading back some damage as well. But Loyal to take the worst of that engagement. Now, the thing with a map like Skyscraper is you want to try and delay, like Villa, as much time on the other side of the map. Otherwise, they will have a lot of time here to work with when they're directly outside of the site. Now, Captain Oz, he just waltzes on through and takes this drum control. Now, at this early control to get for this side. And good decision from Panic, though, to fall off when things get rough. But Hale to open up the round and find the head of Loyal. And already finding that man advantage as we're just over halfway into the round. Panic, can they hold it out?
Ooh, a quick swing from Universe to even things up, but not if Orion has anything to say about it. He'll find a pick for himself, and Universe will find two, though, and he's able to rotate back down the main stairs as well to remain safe. Now, Harry M looking to get that refrag as he crawls his way inside of Geisha, where the diffuser is remaining outside of the double. ACOG finding a pick for himself, though, will take it down to a 3v2. Geisha control has been forfeited. Harry M will be the point man for that, but Universe still on the main stairs will find 3 in the round and take it all left for Hale to clutch it back. 3 members on the side of Panic to deal with. The Legion Mines are going out as well to block some of the pathways that he could potentially take, but he is all alone inside of T. A little bit of a flank will be made on top of the roofs, but nothing to be connected. 26 seconds left. Hale's looking to see if he can isolate some of these fights, but Panic have fanned out and are just holding the cross for each other, and they're able to utilize the fact that he does not have the diffuser in his hands. He's going to be forced to expose himself out into the hallways, but they're not ready to swing him. He'll be able to push back into Geisha. No kill to go out yet, but the time is ticking down. He won't be able to plant no matter what. He'll be able to find one in due process, but immediately traded back will take Panic their first round win in the second half.
The second map, and Panic, they look a little bit more comfortable now. You know, it is that first round, and you know, it is those first round jitters for a lot of teams, but it just looks like they're playing a little bit safer. They're playing a little bit more together, and that is what we want to see from Panic. So hopefully this new map is the reset that they need and the comeback in this series that they need, being on this defensive Skyscraper. Like we said, it is sort of defense favored, so it's a little bit harder to attack, but if they can find these rounds on this defensive half, it makes that attacking half for the second part of this map a little bit easier for them. But they're going to continue to run this Fenrir. I like it.
I feel like Villa, the way it plays, the way it's set out and mapped out in front of you, I feel like it definitely enables and supports the ability to refrag your teammates a lot, which is not what we got to see Panic utilize in Villa. But now that we've gone over to Skyscraper, I like the refragging potentiality that they brought last round. It worked out really well for them, and that's what they need to really zone in on. Last time that we got to see them, I felt like they were really focusing on those 1v1s. You know, we got to see like star players like Loyalith, who was playing Warden in that Astro in the last map, just taking 1v1s, and yes, he did win them, but I feel like when you're at this level of skill amongst players, you shouldn't really rely on those 1v1s and always have that support with you for that refrag.
Yeah, if you're able to do that and, you know, work off your teammates really well like that, you're going to find those round wins just naturally. And that is what Naughty Sausages have been doing. They've just been playing off their star players and finding the refrag if they were to fall. So if you're able to do the same here on Panic, you can definitely make things a little bit more interesting and have that tension that we like to see. But needs to go out to clear that BP and remove that intel from the board. But Universe, he sort of trapped himself here, and he's going to take a lot of damage with no damage to return back onto the sledge. And Hale, he might be able to swing here and find the pick back, but he does have those Fenrir gadgets to be able to assist in where they are pushing from, and he does have the backup from Loyalith, so hopefully it's a little bit better. But Hills to open up the round and shut down Nuki. That's your Cade off the board. Hopefully his K-Claws are in play already, but that's a potential C4 shut down. Now, we're almost halfway in the round. They are stalling a little bit for time, but they've already found that pick so that if time does get a little bit short, they have that advantage in terms of that department. The drones are going out to clear this terrace side, and they're going to be careful of this sushi angle when Loyalith going to shut down Harry M. That's your line off the board. No more line scans. No more standing still for the side of Panic. And they're really trying to stretch out this clock right now, Elijah.
The pressure just being unveiled for both of these teams as they have already got their very first picks. Won't be able to K-Trick any longer as Nuki did fall, and like you said, the global utility being removed as well. Hale seeing if he can find yet again another pick in the round as he is focused on drums and terrace. Now there is a player who is on that lounge bar as well, who's going to add a lot of pressure for him needing to push and get that control of terrace. So it's really stalling out their push at the moment. Now they need to get a little bit more control as they've rotated around to try to get the main wall. And it was already sledged open as they left it soft, but the lounge bar was muted, so you're unable to open it up. And Wizard will be able to open up the skull of Orion in turn. Now Captain Oz finding a pick for himself to take it out to a 3v3, but Hills with a nice pick up is able to pick up Loyalist. Now Captain Oz finding yet another kill, but immediately shut down by ACOG. We'll take it to a 1v2. A hair down for Hale. We'll leave it for ACOG to clutch it back, and the pistol's been brought out. Be able to connect the shots first. Hills being left on low HP. The confirm onto Hale. We'll take it to a 1v1. There's 5 seconds left. A pickup, but Hills will connect first.
The pistol duel and Hills being the better of it, but I think, you know, being in that position as that Jaeger, being in that 1v3, he definitely did well to deal with what was in front of him, and it was a great try, but unfortunately just so much to deal with, and Hills just had the better trigger finger in the end, so they even up things, and finding at least one round on that attack is definitely going to help you on Skyscraper. So Panic, they're going to be careful of letting these rounds slip away from them. They did have that sort of advantage a little bit so mid-round, but it all fell apart. They weren't able to hold when Naughty Sausages chose to collapse, and it's not what you want to see on a Skyscraper defense.
Looks like they're going for the same sort of setup though, leaving the main wall soft and extending only just that little bit in terms of holding Shrine as the main part of your defense, setting up the same sort of BP as well, so they'll be able to read into that. Hopefully it has a little bit more of an effect on how you bleed out the time, but I gotta say though, Panic did really well for time, bleeding it out for Naughty Sausages last time. The Naughty Sausages need to work on that this time.
They definitely did. I think, you know, they had the right idea in mind. It just when it came to the execute from Naughty Sausages, they weren't ready, or they just didn't win the engagement. So maybe this round they can sort of sort out what went wrong in the fragging department and hopefully hold their own. But the God Wall will be opened, at least a little head hold, not enough to crouch or walk through, but enough to put some pressure at the very least on this top house side. Now they got to be careful of that. So hopefully that's in the back of their mind and they don't let that slip if a player from Naughty Sausages chooses to play that angle. Now Captain Oz, he's choosing to clear this side of the map and try and nade out any positions. I don't know if that eliminated the drone that was helping him. I think it did. So unfortunate sort of communication on their part. But, you know, eliminating these angles is going to help you really pressure the side of Panic. But already a minute into the round and they're only just starting to get onto the Shrine and Drum side, Elijah. So once again, Panic, they can bleed out this time. It's going to come close.
Universe playing the same position as last time will be droned out. His position will be revealed. Captain Oz being aware of him now as well. Fenrir doing a lot of work in terms of adding pressure onto him as he is alone at the moment and he is trapped on top of the roofs. No support really coming from him other than through the wall into T as well. But it looks like a pinch is trying to be made as Universe has pushed himself up. Harry being able to find the very first blood into his round, but immediately traded back as a flurry of kills gets put out to take it down to a 3v3. 2 on the side of Panic. A third now as Universe is able to pick up the kill onto Hale. Down to a 3v2 situation. Orion and Hills, the last two members left on the side of Naughty Sausages. Hills managing to jump himself inside of Display. Try to get a little bit of pressure added into Exhibition. Maybe a lurking kill, but it will elude him and he'll find himself down in the process here. Universe trying to go on the flank. It won't matter though. as Panic find themselves a very successful round.
A little bit more back and forth action here on Skyscraper, Elijah. So I think this is a little bit more of a comfortable map pick. And maybe it's just the way that Naughty Sausages are playing. They're not sort of running in the same as Villa. And like you mentioned earlier, I think it's just the refrag potential on a map like Skyscraper. You can't sort of play a little bit more freely. It's not really as frag heavy as Villa. It's a little bit more defender side and a little bit more structured in the way that you need to play on the attack. Otherwise, you will fall victim on those entries from the players holding those positions on the other side of the map. So I think Panic doing really well to play off that idea, and they're utilizing this new operator very, very well. I think a lot of frags came from the Intel von Fenrir's sort of fear gadgets. I think they're called FNATs. So I think they're just utilizing this operator so well, and I think that's something that you need to be doing. You know, abuse what is available to you, and these observation blockers coming into play as well. And with a team like Naughty Sausages that can play so well off of Intel, eliminating that from the board, or at least choking them in that aspect a little bit more and forcing them to be a little bit more aggressive with their drones is definitely going to help. And hopefully they can continue to do that in round 4 and throughout this entire first half. And Naughty Sausages, they're looking to respond though, and being on the attack is a little bit more difficult. So I wonder if they'll be able to prosper, Elijah.
Well, it looks like for the moment that Naughty Sausages aren't looking to play around anymore, bringing out the Monty, which we always talk about being the spearhead of the attack in terms of guiding your team to getting so much free control. But obviously you need to be a little bit careful of any traps and C4s that you are so running into. But looks like there are no C4s being run on the side of Panic as well. Loyalists switching out the C4 for a deployable shield instead to help you bunker down and hold a position with the rest of your team. Now there are 2 players here for the support on top of house at the moment. Nuki being able to run his way up, try to make his way back, but Legion will be the pest in the side of Monty this time, but he's already made his way inside of Terrace. So control already being really well done by Naughty Sausages. You need to have a little bit of an answer to slow them down, because we've seen that Panic are really good at bleeding time, but against a Monty, it makes it that much harder.
It definitely does, but they do have that Legion, which has done some damage. And once again, it's just delaying the Monty from pushing, and we're already halfway into the round. They're only starting to push onto Shrine now, Elijah. So the Legion coming into play to shut down the Monty a little bit more. And look how tagged up Monty is right now, 40 HP. And now he has to play a little bit safer. If he is to be impacted by the Legion, 2 impacts in hand, he might fall.
That's definitely what they're going to have to rely on at the moment. Hopefully, Monty can position himself a little bit better in the late coming rounds, as there is just about a minute left for you to do so as well. They haven't got any of these walls open yet. The smoke canisters coming into play as well is going to make it a huge issue. Now, Captain Oz finding the very first engagement on top of the main stairs. Nothing will go out though, but they have opened up a pathway inside of Geisha, which Captain Oz will be able to win successfully onto ACOG. Now he'll be able to take that very first pick, but immediately traded from below as Nuki was awaiting below the hatch. Finds a pick for himself and rotates himself back to Black Stairs, but Hale is going to find yet again another effective and impactful kill in the round. Harry M trying to get that diffuser down, and he will do so successfully, as well as blow for blows are getting traded by both of these teams, but more so on the side of Naughty Sausages as they find 2 for themselves, but Wizard has the answer. Monty tries to get a melee, he will miss and get down in the process. Wizard will pull out the shotgun and find a triple and leave it all down to a 1v1. 28 seconds left for both of these teams to take the win. The 400 ping, by the looks of it, he's lagging just a little bit, but you need to make do for what you have, as the gridlock mines make it a little bit hard for you to get the defuse off. You can long arm it, you have the shotgun in your hands. It's going to force Hale to push to you instead. Going for a little bit of a fake. Hale will connect the shot and luckily pull it together in the last few crucial seconds in the round. Naughty Sausages.
Wow. What happened with that Monty and the smoke there? That was something, and then the gridlock 400 ping, unlucky for Harry. But that almost slipped through their hands there. They did so well to explode onto the site and get that plant down, but after that, their post-plant positioning was not good at all, and it came down to Hale, and at least he stayed composed, and they were able to secure that second round on the attack for them. So already, if this ends in a 4-2 half, that's definitely beneficial going on to that defense later on. But Panic, still some work to do on this defense. Otherwise, on that attack, it's going to be a rough one. So hopefully they can win these rounds here and not sort of let that explosion coming out from Naughty Sausages affect them as much as it is. You know, that Monty is a pain, but they need to find ways to deal with it early, or at least find ways around it. That's one gun off the board that Naughty Sausages are choosing to do. So why not try and eliminate the others around that Monty, or just do something to really delay the time? I think they did it well last time, but it wasn't enough to result in that round win. So maybe a bit of change of play here in round 5.
Yeah, well, they've gone for the Dokkaebi instead of the Monty this time, so they might want to lean back on the fact that you need to have 5 guns alive if you're going to go up against Panic. Now, I do like the pace that they set for themselves. Naughty Sausages are already getting house open as well. They did leave that office open and soft, so Ash will be able to utilize those soft breaching potentiality and opening that up and getting the control really well now. But that's sort of how Panic play into things, though. They don't really like holding office and exhibition. They sort of go on the back foot and focus their attention more on Shrine and Drum, which, while it does sacrifice a lot of map control, it does add that comfortability of not needing to worry about it too much. Now, already 2 picks going out into the round. Loyalist falling. Hills falling as well to Captain Oz, as he's already got the entry inside of Shrine. The next person for him to deal with will be Wizard, but he's close with the SMG and the shotgun as well, and he's got the comfort of being behind an observation blocker, so you can't get too much intel unless you use the 2 beady eyes that you have.
Yeah, and hopefully for the side of Naughty Sausages, they can deal with this utility, but we're almost approaching that halfway mark, and already Captain Oz here in this dragon statue in Shrine it's crucial. You know, they gave up that control rather early, so if they're able to hold out a little bit, but the nades come through, and that's going to clear, it doesn't clear the shield, but it would have eliminated the Wizard playing there, so I don't think it was, you know, all that viable to stay there. So good choice from him. And the Jaeger's going to fall off as well. And Universe, he's going to drop out of Drum. So I think, for the most part, they're just falling off. And I don't know if it's the right play. They're falling off rather early. So Naughty Sausages have plenty of time to work with.
I think they might be focusing on just burning as much time, maybe going for a little bit of a retake sort of strategy, as Nuki, you can see, is down a reception as well. Universe still dedicating himself to holding those main stairs, as the very last member is still inside of Karaoke. But 4v3 at the moment, Universe not being on that well HP as well. Nuki will be able to even things up back to a 3-3-3 and make it just that much easier as the time ticks down with 38 seconds. No plan has been made yet. Captain Oz will take a huge chunk of HP in his engagement, and he'll have no return as well. Now 28 seconds. Hale is looking to open up some opportunities as well, but Nuki still remaining downstairs will be able to catch the Captain off guard. Wasn't ready for that just yet. Looks like Orion's made his way inside of the second floor hallways to push him into T, and it's a complete downstairs play at the moment as the diffuser is being made. Universe trying to go up the main stairs for a retake to stop the diffuse, but he can't manage to find the shots just yet. Hale be able to connect onto ACOG though, take it down to a 2v2, but immediate trades are being made as Hale finds one. Universe in turn to a 1v1. Nuki already being on fire this round, looking to close out Hale and get that defuse made, but he's on the back foot into Shrine, and that deployable shield being left up is going to help him a lot as well in terms of the cover that he needs, but it looks like he's going for a little bit of a stick. No, the fake instead. Nuki's going to try to push for the kill. Go back for a little bit of a long arm, and we've seen this before. A little bit of a through-the-wall diffuse. It's happened before. Can you do it again? It was Empire who made the strat. He's unaware. He can't connect the shots, and he gets it in the end. Nuki, 2000 IQ play to collect yourself around. KJ, we talked about that diffuse earlier before the game, and there we get to see it in front of us, completely manifested. Nuki, what a play to be made.
Nuki telepathically He saw what we saw, Elijah. He knew that we will watch that clip back on that bank map so long ago in Pro League. And he had that vision in his head. And it works. And Panic secure that round. That looked rough for them. Once again in a 1v1 situation. Forced to retake or defuse. And it works for them. That is what they need. That is the real kicker for Naughty Sausages. Nuki, he's got the smile on his face. You can see it. Elijah, wow.
For those of you who don't know how huge that is, quite a long time in Rainbow Six Siege Pro League, Raleigh Major, G2 versus Team Empire. I believe the map was bank as well inside of the archive. Able to utilize a C4 thanks to the shoddy that Mozzie used to have. Diffused through the wall. I believe it was Scythe, the player who did it as well. A little bit of a recreation there by Nuki as well. And I'm seeing a lot of that happen with these teams that are in Nova. We got to see a little bit of a clutch happen on Oregon, which looked like an old Pro League clip that we got to see as well. And now that's going to carry across. And we're going to see it again on Villa, KJ. These members, don't underestimate them. They know what they're doing. They do their homework.
They do, and they're giving us that hype that we love to see and bringing that tension in this matchup, and definitely a different game for Panic right now, and this is what they need. There's still some work to be done. They need to win this round if they want to be a little bit more comfortable on that attack. Hills doing some damage, eliminating this intel of this Valkyrie cameras, and already doing some work. And, you know, just under a minute, and they have this bottom floor control onto this work exhibition site. Now, Cade will be spotted out on those stairs. He's got to be careful from the nades of Harry, and hopefully he doesn't fall victim to it. He is getting red pinged. Cade, if you stay there too long, you might be the victim and the first pick of this last defense round, and you don't want to be that case. But that K-Claw, actually, rather interesting spot on those stairs, able to deny that house wall, Elijah. I haven't seen that one before.
Neither have I. It's a spot that you wouldn't guess as well. The drone being able to spot it out, hopefully, though, as Hills try to take the first engagement, but two will go out for both Panic and Naughty Sausages as Nuki is able to connect onto Harry, but the engagement of Hills being one on top of the main stairs of house as well will remove him from play and take it to a 3v4. It looks like he's getting ready to go up the hatch, though, and try to catch these players off guard as Captain is able to find a kill for himself using a drone. Orion connecting onto Life. We'll leave it down to a 1v3 as Wizard trying to work it back as much as he can with the SMG. The shot's just not connecting. Captain Oz utilizing that DMR to full effectiveness and closing out that very last defensive half. It's swinging in the way of Naughty Sausages as we move to round 7 on the switch up. Panic will be able to see how they prevail on their attack on a 3-3 split.
3-3, that's everything that Naughty Sausages could ask for on Skyscraper attack, but that's not what you'd like if you are Panic. You know, 3-3, you would have hoped for at least a 4-2 or a 5-1, but now they're on the back foot, I would like to say, and with the way that Naughty Sausages play, defense, that's their comfort zone, and on a map like Skyscraper, it's just going to benefit a whole lot more. So if they don't deny the aggressive plays that Naughty Sausages will bring, they're gonna fall that little bit short, and they need to win this map, Elijah. This is a best of 3. They are that one map down to stay in this series. This map needs to be theirs, and we can already see Captain Oz, that pulse is available to him, so he's going to utilize that ability and that shotgun. That's just an absolute menace at that close range.
We always talk about Captain Oz on the pulse, how much he can really zone into the potential that he brings usually when he goes up against a team he's banned out. This time, a little bit of a different narrative being brought out, but it looks like Panic is zoning into exactly what Naughty Sausages did and trying to utilize Monty. He does add a lot of success in terms of getting that control. And this is a push that I've seen Panic do as well. The last time that they reviewed this map, they went for a black balcony first to try to take control of Shrine, dedicating it to Shrine and top black stairs. A solid push. Hopefully it can work out for them in this time, but looks like it's already not going too well for them. C4 to be thrown below the window. A kill to go out as well as Hill was able to connect onto Universe, removing that entry fragger of Universe who was playing the Ash. swinging in your way this early. I like it.
Yeah, bit of a misplay from Universe, losing that Ash early. You're not going to be able to clear any shields that are available. Obviously, Smoke doesn't have that shield anymore, but the Smoke and the C4 being thrown at the same time, I wonder if the C4 would have been able to do any damage, but it just bopped the Monty on the head there. That was a bit of a funny one, but Captain Oz, he's going to be able to gain so much intel from below, but ACOG, he's going to be able to drone him out, hopefully, and spot him out. So they are aware of this Pulse and his position. He's going to be forced to play up these black stairs, but he has a shotgun. So any sort of close range engagements, where he is going to be absolutely brutal. The C4 is actually going to down the Monty, and it's all falling apart. And Ryan is going to use the smoke to finish him and find Nuki, and it's all left to the knock on the lurk down below. And almost a flawless round if they're able to find this pick without losing a life. But Captain Oz, he will fall. He will go down. But he hasn't finished him yet. ACOG going to find Harry. Can he do it?
He's got a lot of work left to do. If he does, the positioning is to be a little bit careful. He is getting peppered left and right in terms of picks, but ACOG will manage to hit the shot, though. Not if Captain Oz gets revived and utilizes the shotgun to tear him up from above.
Death from above, and already making an impact onto this map and the defense half with that Pulse. So if you're Panic, you gotta sort of worry a little bit about what is to come. Now, obviously, the sites will switch to that work exhibition site, and for Panic, they need to work together a little bit more. They stalled out. Like, obviously, they were on that balcony, but they didn't really do anything to push out those players. They were just able to hold those positions, and that's all they really did. They just waited for Panic to walk through those doorways, and when the time came to it, they all exploded and found the frags that were necessary, and then they only really lost their lives towards the end when they were playing a little bit, a little bit funny, a little bit aggressive to finally shut down ACOG. Now, you can't be allowing that to happen. It seems like once they've been on the defense, they just don't have the same vibe on the attack. I don't know, Elijah. It's not the same Panic we saw on the defense.
Well, we always talk about how Skyscraper, it does lean into being defender-sided a little bit more, and obviously they have the ability to start out on that defense, which is essentially what got them the first 3 rounds. You know, they played really well, successfully. They did take it to a 3-3 half, though, so Naughty Sausages being just as strong on their half. Now that Naughty Sausages have made the switch up, a Panic on attack, Naughty Sausages on defense, it looks like Naughty Sausages, they have the comfortability of being really, really strong on their defense. Now, that's not where you want to be if you've got players like Captain Oz and Orion utilizing the shotguns to just swing out and double pump the members. Orion finding the SMG kill as well. It's just all fallen apart from every single member for Panic, and already you haven't even crossed the minute into the round and it's already a 1v5 situation for ACOG. I would say, if I were you, ACOG, take a little bit of a step back and talk to the rest of your team, because this should not be happening. Maybe use a secondary timeout instead of using your first tier. Use the rest of the round for that. Or you could try to get some stats for yourself. Now, Pulse knows exactly where he is. The cardiac sensor coming out as Ale. The ACOG be able to connect the shot, though. Find 2 as they're playing a little bit silly, trying to work him outside. So the stats, they will be worked up. ACOG will be able to sit comfortable.
But the thing is, like, it's exit frags in a way, and if Naughty Sausages play their cards right, they shouldn't lose this round. But if they keep playing a little bit cheeky, a little bit silly, it could sway in the favor of Panic. Now, Captain Oz, he is on that lower HP, so it's definitely doable, but if they play together, it should be virtually impossible for ACOG to win this round. Now, he does have the time available to him, and Pulse, if he's caught off guard here, sort of moving around, I think he is aware that he jumped into this toilet area, as they probably have that restaurant cam up, and he's lying down prone, laying in wait for his prey to come around that corner. Now, ACOG, are you aware of the way that Captain Oz loves to play? Are you going to even go in that direction? No, he's going to go up towards this top black area, and hopefully he doesn't get shotgun through the floor as he progresses towards the site. Now, he did spot out the head there from the alibi, I do believe, and shots will be going out onto ACOG. Not enough to do any damage. The C4 to come as well. Do a little bit extra damage, but nothing too deadly. He's able to find the Cade. The Cade is downed. They're just giving him ones, Elijah. Triple for ACOG. 20 seconds. If he can find that pick, he can maybe pick up the diffuser, but no, Hale. He holds his ground and finds ACOG, and at least they could use that time to talk, but a little bit more scary for Naughty Sausages, but they stay composed when it comes down to it.
Almost a throw. You were just throwing those 1v1s, and I guess you're having a little fun, right? I mean, a 1v5 first 40 seconds in the round. You've got that room to just, goof around just a little bit, but it came down to the last 20 seconds, and it was a 1v2. Luckily, you were able to close it out in the end. You did use all of your utility, the C4s, the shotguns, not really being too effective, but I like the fun that you are having. And luckily, you're able to close it out. You take yourself to a 3v5 in terms of the scoreboard. Naughty Sausages having 2 rounds above Panic, needing to work back here. Panic not looking like they're comfortable at all on their attack. Naughty Sausages really zoning into how well they can work together. Looks like they're going to have to try a little bit different in terms of how they execute. And judging by the lineup that they're bringing in round 9, it looks like they could be doing that as Wizard. He's trying to bring out the Blitz as well. You can see the Amaru, Dokkaebi for those calls as well, frag grenades coming out. They might be trying to go for a little bit of a fast play, as they've got 2 global utilities as well. One to call the positions, one to keep them in their place.
Also bringing Grim, Elijah. We don't see a lot of Grim play, but he definitely got some buffs this season, so maybe they're going to utilize and stop these swings from the side of Naughty Sausages by keeping them in place. But oh no, I thought that was a TK just then, but luckily for them, they find the opening pick onto Harry. That's your warden off the board, so that's going to help you when you're utilizing this blitz, as well as that C4 potentially if you chose to run it. But this shield is there to block the shotgun bullets, but no, Orion finding the better of that engagement, but Loyal there to trade. And wow, the Universe is in. They're playing a little bit of a aggressive play, and this was what we want, the response from Panic. Universe to find Hills, and now it's all left to Captain Oz. But I do say all. He has been able to just absolutely tear apart the side of Panic before. Can he do it in round 9 of Skyscraper, or is it all too much to ask? He drops these main stairs, pre-fires to go through the pantry wall there, but nothing to connect. And Universe able to shut him down in a quick round from Panic, and that is the response that they want. That is the response that they need here on Skyscraper.
An excellent response to trade back a quick round that Naughty Sausages had won. You're going to answer that immediately by taking out another round. Now you're 1 round separating both of these teams. Now Panic, I like the response. It was very strong as well, and I gotta say that might be them reading into how Naughty Sausages have been playing, because they've been spreading their wings, fanning themselves amongst the entire map of Skyscraper, and sort of just hoping that they can frag out instead of trying to do an executive play. Them directly pushing it to site as fast as they can, utilizing all the intel and the things that they bring with them. Caught them off guard. You got to see it. Captain Oz was all the way upstairs towards Drum, and the rest of them were just fanned out all over the place. It just added so much control that was taken so easily to Panic.
It was that tertiary site, though. It was that kitchen barbecue site, so not as common to sort of know what you're doing and know how to hold it. So maybe they were just playing a little bit loose, a little bit free, and try and just swing at where they think Panic was going to push. But Panic, they did sort of choke a little bit with the blitz, but luckily they were able to find the refrags. Loyalith playing that so well, and for him being the new addition to the team, Elijah, I think Loyalith, last map he did quite well. And in this map so far, he's definitely doing some work and playing well around his team. So got to give credit where credit is due. And I think if Panic continue to play like that, where they find the refrags, they play the same aggression, they match that energy that Naughty Sausages is bringing, they could come out on top.
I think that's exactly what you need to do against Naughty Sausages at the moment, because they are just running around, having all the fun that they need to just completely out-frag you. Having a little bit of fun here. I feel like if you do structured, really fast rushes, you will be able to catch them off guard. And that might be what they're looking to do 2 times in a row. This time they're bringing up Monty. So if they do rotate themselves back to the T, which we've done our full rotation so they can do. Last time Panic did struggle. Hopefully they can work out their mistakes.
Yeah, they have that site available to them again, so they got to be careful, especially with the plays that, Naughty Sausages are doing. They're playing those aggressive sort of early picks just together. We saw it with the Pulse and the Smoke. They just pushed out of that top black door and they were able to eliminate not one, but two and get away safely. No trades to come out. So I think if Naughty Sausages continue to play like that and Panic don't have an answer for it, they could lose it. So they're going to be careful with that. Now, Harry, he does return. I think he had a bit of a net issue, but we should be getting into the back, into this matchup and the swing of things. And hopefully his net is a little bit stable so he can help his team win this map and end the series here 2-0. But for Panic, they're not going to let that happen.
Well, their final member being brought out as well as running 2 global utilities again in a row, that Dokkaebi and that Lion as well. This time, looks like they might be going for a little bit of a slower approach, possibly. They might be trying to divert the attention over to Black Stairs like last time, and they could send that Amaru through Karaoke to catch them off guard. So hopefully Naughty Sausages are ready to pick up that, as they've got Castle, which definitely diversifies the way that you hold this site, but look at him prepping it as well.
He's going to prep it so he can run out of it later. And you're not really going to look at the bottom left corner of that door to check if it's, been prepped. So definitely an interesting play from Hills, and I wonder if it will benefit him going into the later parts of the round if he's sort of needs to open up that castle and go for a swing. But we're going to see the way that Panic's pushing here. With the lineup that they have, I wonder how they're going to utilize that Amaru. I mean, we saw Hills utilize it when Panic were on the exhibition site, but we haven't really got to see its full capabilities on a site like T Karaoke. Most of the time you might see a quick play go through that Karaoke window or through and up the hatch into Geisha, but so far we just have to lay in wait and find out what Panic choose to do with that utility. Now, Hale going to be utilizing this Fenrir though, and I just love to see this operator coming into play, and I think it just really benefits the player playing him to stay alive, to get the full use out of all 5 if you play your cards right. But the Dokkaebi calls are going to come out, so maybe that's just to spot out any positions for Universe down below. I think he's in delivery, Elijah.
Yeah, I think he's on a little bit of a lurk. It's like Loyalist and Wizard focusing on the black balcony again. Nothing to go out though. The Fenrir hasn't been activated, so he's able to walk through without getting his vision blinded yet. Orion will connect the very first pick in the round onto Ayana, and there goes the activate, as well as the smoke, and he's stuck in the barbed wire, so he's going to take a massive amount of HP off of Monty, which will help you in the end if you're going to use anything to potentially draw out some more health. Now, you've only got the smokes, you've only got the C4 on Mozzie as well to do so, but we got to see last time that it worked out, so it could happen again. 2 smoke canisters being used, so you're doing well in thwarting out the util that Naughty Sausages have, but Harry M finding a pick for himself is going to remove Universe from play, and it's going to make it down to a 3v5 this early in the round. There's a minute left, so you did well for burning out time, but you know where 2 of the members are. Where's that third? I believe he's below still. The kill's going out. Orion, they're trying to connect the Monty. Just so much pressure for him left to deal with, and already a 1v5 is ACOG, trying to make himself up Black Stairs. Immediate panic though as he loses a little bit of a HP. Down to 50 now. Find a pick in the exit frag, but it's exit frags nevertheless.
He finds Captain Oz though. Some nice shots with the SMG-12 there, but it's just, once again, he's in that situation, and I don't know what's happening for Panic. They doing things that seem too complicated for the way that they're playing. I think a push from the other side of the map could definitely help, or maybe going for a Geisha play, but Panic choosing to take their time out, that's a good idea, seeing as Naughty Sausages, they find themselves on this match point, and this is their map pick, so Panic, they've got some work to do, and they can't win it in regular time. They've got to go to this overtime to bring this back and to stay in this series. If they lose any of these next 2 rounds, then it's game over. And for Panic, you know, they've been such a good position all season at the top of that ladder for so long, and for a team that's been playing like that, they're just not playing their usual selves, and I think they're just skipping steps, Elijah. So going into these next 2 rounds, they need to sort of band together and work out why that is. Why are they skipping those steps that they need to be taking, especially on that attack?
Yeah, I feel like as of late, we've seen a little bit of a downfall come out from Panic. Not the usual that we like to see come out from them. They're after a really strong start at the beginning of the season, now on a little bit of a down climb, and I gotta agree, it could be a multitude of things. Like, it could be them overcomplicating things and trying to take things to a different sort of dimension rather than doing your 2-dimensional pushes. It could happen. Yeah, it's always a possibility. It also could be like a little bit of roster changes, you know, things like that. But at the moment, I gotta agree, I feel like they are doing things that are overcomplicating and it's making it a little bit hard to get your execute working functionally.
Yeah, maybe it's just that they're not as familiar on this map. Maybe they don't scrim this map as often, or they just haven't worked out the correct way that they want to be able to play it when the time comes down to it. But when you're in a situation where the map is picked, you need to be able to adapt on the fly, and when things go wrong, sort of work out what you want to do. You can't be in this situation where when you've got those players falling down that top black, you can't just continue to push it and hope for the best. You've got to adapt and change the way that you're playing so that you can really pressure this side and all these sausages, because right now they seem completely unfazed.
It looks like they know of the position as well inside of delivery. Looks like a frag grenade is going to cop to blow up the delivery door. I don't know if it was able to open it up though. Looked like it, or sounded like at least, that it just went straight through. Yeah, nothing to connect yet. I think they thought that he was close to delivery door still, but he was able to read into it and get away safely as well. Now already pushing through delivery to see if he can pick up that frag will be ACOG, as he is getting live droned as well, but he's rotated himself all the way back to black stairs as well. Now Orion, utilizing the shotgun through the floorboards, is able to pick up the kill onto Nuki as well, and that's your OSA being removed. So those pocket EMPs, the shield potential as well being removed, but immediately refragged, as well as Loyalist will be able to pick up the kill for himself.
Some nades coming from below, and Captain Oz, he's getting so much intel with this pulse scanner, and he's got the shotgun in hand, and that leaves ACOG on that about 5 HP, I'd like to say. But ACOG, he's able to find a pick with that low HP, and he's able to shut down Orion. So that's your smoke, that's your planting off the board. But Captain Oz, with that shotgun in his hand, he is a deadly force to be reckoned with, and that will be wizard off the board. That's your thermite, so you're not able to open up that breach any longer. And Loyalith, he's going to be careful. He does pick up the diffuser, but he's going to be careful of any runouts from this side of Naughty Sausages. Now Captain Oz trying to scan for any enemies to be the victim next to his deadly shotgun. Now 1 minute left in the round now, Elijah, and Panic, it's match point. They've got some work to do, and hopefully they can win it, but they don't really have the control to do so.
It looks like at the moment that Captain, using that cardiac sensor, is given a sort of arcadey whack-a-mole type stuff. You know, you see where they are, you whack them through the floors, takes a huge amount of HP off them as well. But Harry, with an aggressive play, using the aggressiveness in his favor. ACOG being caught off guard, trying to get a clone out for himself. Make it down to a 2v3. Now it's swinging really advantageously in the side of Panic at the moment, as ACOG just falling left, right, and center. And there we go. Naughty Sausages pull it back in the end, and a 2-0, KJ. A heartbreaking 2-0 for Panic and Naughty Sausages. Naughty Sausages 7-4. What was it, 7-2 in the first map?
It was 7-2, I do believe, in that first map. So it just a lot more dominant performance in this playoffs. You know, Naughty Sausages playing like so well in this lower bracket so far. You know, they beat Trident the day before, and now, no, 2 days before, and now they're beating Panic in a 2-0 fashion as well, but a lot more comfortably. So it's just, it's not what you want if you are Panic and they lose that position in this playoffs now and they get eliminated. So no more games this season to be coming from them. But Naughty Sausages, they progress, they push forward, and they're able to go into that lower bracket semi-final and have the potential to go to that grand final now, Elijah. But any thoughts on that series as a whole and that map that we just witnessed?
I mean, very, very strong performance from Naughty Sausages. Absolutely dominant over Panic. Especially for Captain Oz, we got to see him just tear apart that entire time. So, I mean, you got to guess that he is the MVP for that matchup just in general as well. But we got to give credit where it's due. Loyalith as well being the new addition to Panic as well. Amazing performance as well. You are new to the roster, so the way you held yourself up was really nice. But we're not talking about Panic. We're talking about Naughty Sausages. So let's put a voice behind the players as we welcome one of the players for Naughty Sausages joining us. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it a round of applause. How we doing, Captain Oz, you absolute weapon?
Good, I'm very good. That was a good first game and still a decent second game.
Yeah, that first map, you were just tearing through the side of Panic. And what were the comms like? Was the team just allowing you to just keep walking at them? Because it seemed like it.
Pretty much after the first round, when I got 4 kills, they were just like, yep, keep going. You know, we'll try and support you. I was calling out where they're pushing and, you know, they were saying, oh, every time we peek, we die, but you're killing them all. So I was like, yeah, just let me kill them. But yeah, no, it was really, I just felt in the zone, I guess. Yeah.
Were you guys, did you guys prepare at all for any of these maps? Because it was a very, very strong performance on both maps, especially by you. Unfortunately, that very first map, you got your pulse banned, but I got to see you use it to its full effectiveness in the next round. Did you scrim any of this at all? Or were you just happy to run in and gun? It looked like you were really warm, so you must be having something before you get on your games.
Yeah, on the first map, we didn't really expect to get Villa, but we got it, so we weren't really prepared for Villa. But Skyscraper, we didn't really scrim that much, but yeah, it was just kind of like go as you go. We thought if we pick Sky, maybe it's like a different map, and maybe also the theme, maybe it can throw the other team off. But yeah, it just seemed to work out pretty well, the map picks.
Yeah, and I think you guys finding 3 attacks on Skyscraper as well, that was absolutely huge. But that unfortunate round where you know, they were able to defuse through the hole there. Did you guys know that happened? That was a recreation of an old Pro League clip that we talked about between Empire and G2 on Bank. I don't know if you remember it, but Scyther, he was able to defuse through a similar hole and win the round as well. But it was recreated. It was kind of cool. Did you guys know that he was doing it?
Yeah, we had a cam inside T, and I kind of heard him shooting, and I was assuming that he was shooting the wall. Like, we could barely see the wall, and I was screaming, "Wall!" Like I said, "Don't wallbang, just like try run full sprint," because we could hear, you know, like one hit on the diffuser, 2, 3, and I could hear him. He was on the second, but Hale wanted to try and wallbang him, and he just dumped the full mag, and he didn't really have an opportunity to, you know, finish the defuse. But we did know that he was doing it, but unfortunately just couldn't get the wallbang off.
Also, I mean, I never would have guessed it for sure. It completely surprised all of us as well. So, I mean, congratulations to you, a very dominant performance. But before we head you off, though, do you have anything left to say, maybe for the future? You guys are going to that lower bracket semi-finals now, so there's only one more game left to decide for who you guys are going up to next.
Yeah, well, I'd just like to thank everyone that's given us support, and yeah, let's hope we can take out the next game and hopefully make it to the grand final.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Captain. We'll see you guys next time.
Thank you,
later,
Captain. Laters. The man, the myth, the legend. You heard it all, folks, from himself, and you know, the way that him and his team played out that series. Now, it was good to get that insight and, you know, see how he was feeling and sort of what the reason as to why he was just an absolute fragger in those games. But Elijah, that is us done for tonight. Any sort of words before we head off?
No, I think that will be us as well. I mean, Panic vs Naughty Sausages, very well game for Naughty Sausages, at least, as they collect themselves a nice 2-0. We are unable to go to theme, but that eliminates Panic. They will no longer be playing with us at all, and it'll take Naughty Sausages to our lower bracket semi-finals. So we'll have a look at how the bracket has progress before we head off now, as we'll see it unfold for the winners bracket and the lower bracket. As we've had a quite successful and change up, I guess, from my perspective, when I got to guess how that this bracket was going to unfold, I didn't really expect it. And as we can see it before our eyes, 2-0 for Naughty Sausages and Panic will leave them to the semi-finals, and it'll be a decider between Kill Squad and Bandits. The loser of those will have to go to that lower bracket semi-finals to decide the winner before we head to our grand final.
Yeah, and we'll be casting that one tomorrow night at 7 p.m. between Kill Squad and Bandit. So definitely a banger one for the series. And that's the first place team of the regular season against the second place team. So it's a bit of a rematch, Elijah, but it's in a best of 3 format. And I definitely am keen to see it. But the only best of 3 that we've seen go the full distance so far is that Nutty Trident game. So I want to see more. I want to see that third map. I want to see both teams really fighting for it. So maybe it'll be that Kill Squad and Bandits game tomorrow. But that is us done for today. And I think the predictions from all of us are, I think I guessed a 2-1 Naughty Sausage victory. But we didn't even go to that third map. And you guessed that Panic 2-1. The only one keeping it alive for Panic, but unfortunately they did not, sort of provide for you. But Ling and Credit, they got the predictions right. They did believe in that 2-0, and props to them for guessing it right. But any last words before we depart, Elijah?
No, that'll be all it for me. So if you guys are excited to see the winners bracket game tomorrow against Kill Squad and Bandits, definitely come back for that, as KJ and I will see you guys then. But until then, stay safe, stay hydrated. We'll see you guys soon.
See you guys soon.
Let's go.